not handsome about him?
He's just an ugly, normal-looking person. He's not like some handsome, buff, fitness model. He's just an ugly.
Hey,
He's an ugly guy with a dad bod. He's fat.
how tall is he? How tall is he?
5'8" maybe.
Really?
He didn't get out of his car.
I don't think he's 5'8".
Yeah, maybe
I think
5'10".
he's 6'5".
6'5"? No,
He's fat.
you're dreaming. You're trying to see. We see what we want to see.
Why do you think he's fat?
Because he is a fat man. He doesn't work out. He doesn't jog to gyms. He sits in his car and picks his toes on clown house with his wife all day long. Where do you live? You live in Kentucky? Holy shit. I took a girl out on a date last night who's from Kentucky.
A city.
Fuck, I think she said Lexington. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, good whiskey comes out of Kentucky. And also Thomas...
It's only bourbon if it's from Kentucky.
And Thomas Massey.
His wife just died.
I know. Do you think she was assassinated?
I didn't know because I was so I was in the hospital. I just got out, so when I saw it yesterday, I was pretty sick.
Damn, you were sick?
Pneumonia.
Shit. I'm surprised you're jogging.
Well, I'm sick of my ribs hurting. Like, not running. I'm not jogging, I'm not running, I'm jogging because I can't move that fast anymore.
What was hurting? Your ribs?
Yeah, my right rib is hurting like a bitch.
Your liver?
My lung.
Oh, your lung. What happened?
Pneumonia.
What is it? Pneumonia?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I've had that before. That is painful and fucking scary.
I think if I didn't take antibiotics, I would have been better, but the antibiotics, I think, fucked me up.
Yeah. Sometimes they fuck you up and then your body, like, it resets and degrades because of the antibiotics.
Black from it because the antibiotics were, like, made me photosensitive. So now I'm black.
You're a black woman now?
Bro.
You're getting darker?
Yeah. My brother asked me, why do I look like a from Nicaragua yesterday? He's like, I've never seen you this dark in this life.
Oh, well, you're tanning, I bet. It's summertime.
The thing is, the antibiotics, they made me sensitive to the sun. I'm supposed to avoid the sun.
What kind of work do you do?
Oh.
Huh?
Oh.
Healthcare?
Hotel.
Oh, hotel. Yeah, sorry. I know you're walking, but like I can't really hear you.
Jogging. It's my AirPods. They're sucked.
I hate AirPods. I don't necessarily hate people that wear them. I feel bad for them because I'm like, don't you realize that you're putting like a Bluetooth device?
Yeah, we're fucking up ourselves.
Yeah, you're like fucking your genetics up in your brain.
Dude.
Do you smoke weed?
I don't drink caffeine.
What?
I don't drink caffeine. Why would I smoke weed?
Holy shit. Do you read books? Okay, well, I'll read you some Rumi and give you the power of the Holy Spirit of Rumi. Okay, so this is like your morning workout meditation. Take the deepest breath of the day through your nose. Hold it for 10 seconds. Let it go. Okay, this is Rumi.
Almost to the gym. How long did it take me? It took me about 20 minutes to get to the gym.
Yep. you want to hear this roomie or no? Okay, this one is called Someone Digging in the Ground. An eye is meant to see things. The soul is here for its own joy. A head has one use, for loving a true love. Legs to run after. Love is for vanishing into the sky. The mind, for learning what men have done and tried to do. Mysteries are not to be solved. The eye goes blind when it only wants to see why. A lover is always accused of something, but when he finds his love, whatever was lost in the looking comes back completely changed. On the way to Mecca, many dangers, thieves, the blowing sand, only camel's milk to drink. Still each pilgrim kisses the black stone there with pure longing, feeling in the surface the taste of the lips he wants.
Don't change your accent!
This talk is like stamping new coins. They pile up while the real work is done outside by someone digging in the ground. Learning about your inner self from those who know such things, but don't repeat verbatim what they say. Zuleika let everything be the name of Joseph, from celery seed to aloes wood. She loved him so much she concealed his name in many different phrases, the inner meanings known only to her. When she said the wax is softening near the fire, she meant my love is wanting me. Or if she said, look, the moon is up, or the willow has new leaves, or the branches are trembling, or the coriander seeds have caught fire, or the roses are opening, or the king is in a good mood today, isn't that lucky? Or the furniture needs dusting, or the water carrier is here, or it's almost daylight, or these vegetables are perfect, or the bread needs more salt, or the clouds seem to be moving against the wind, or my head hurts, or my head aches better. Anything she praises, it's Joseph's touch she means. Any complaint, it's his being away. When she's hungry, it's for him. Thirsty, his name is a sherbet. Cold, he's a fur. This is what the friend can do when one is in such love. Sensual people use the holy names often, but they don't work for them. The miracle Jesus did by being the name of God, Zuleika felt in the name of Joseph. When one is united to the core of another, to speak of that is to breathe the name Hu, empty of self and filled with love. As the saying goes, the pot drips what is in it. The saffron spice of connecting, laughter, the onion smell of separation, crying. Others have many things and people they love. This is not the way of friend and friend. This being human is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Oh, it's Marshall. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice. Meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. Okay, this is my parting blow. Are you ready?
Do what?
Did you like it?
Yeah, good. Oh my god.
What kind of workout do you usually do?
I don't know. 100% of you just like create this maybe like crystals.
Do you do any yoga?
I'm not really a fan of yoga, but like I tried it before. It's not like a big deal. I think I like Pilates more than yoga, but I do make my own exceptions. I do need to stretch more. That's my main goal is to get my ribs to stop hurting. Whenever necessary, I can do them. They can stop hurting.
Well, it's going to take time. Just focus on your breathing, and what you're doing is processing the pain and whatnot. It's like breaking your ribs almost.
Yeah, I probably did break my rib. My pain tolerance was probably a broken rib.
There's nothing you can do for a broken rib. It has to heal on its own.
I feel like they could have put a brace on me at least.
No, you're doing the right thing. Now, I can't believe you even jogged to the gym. That's kind of stupid.
Well, I've been walking, but it's not doing anything. Like, my pain is still, like, there. So I was like, might as well try to get the bug out of my lungs. Because now, like, I can't, like, when I cough, instead of, like, having a cough where, like, mucus comes out, it's like a cough that thugs right under my ribs. Like, it doesn't come out. And I think that happened from the antibiotics.
Yeah, well, you're doing the right thing. Just the big thing is relaxation and rest and de-stressing. A lot of inflammation deals with psychological stress, and they've proven that the mind-body disorder can cause inflammation and lower back pain and shoulder pain and all kinds of problems. People who are stressed and angry and sad, they get a lot of pain in the body. So what you have to do
Yeah,
is
this isn't that. This is like
I know, but it doesn't make a difference because your great challenge is to calm down. You're so hyper that like when you go home after the gym, like try to do like a goddess ceremony. When you go in the bathtub, you put a candle on, put some music on, and then think of me and start touching yourself.
ew. Shut the fuck up. It's so gross.
Ah.
Oh god.
Well, I know this woman who she's a bartender at this restaurant near my house. It's a very, very good restaurant. And
So wait, why didn't you like Chicago? Was it?
so, anyways, she.
Yeah, is that my conversation with you replaying it?
No, I was closing it down actually. Anyways, she's like. Anyways, this other woman who owns the restaurant was like, she has a health problem, and she's like, I keep telling you to like do my bath ceremony, like every day, like spend an hour in your bathtub and do candles and fragrance and incense or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, that's really smart because that's technically like a meditation. You're not looking at your cell phone. You're just dealing with your thoughts and you're letting them go. Thoughts arise, you let them go. Thoughts arise, you let them go. And so that's the whole, it's almost like a baptism. Every day you can essentially renew yourself with confidence and joy and peace and pleasure and all those things. So, that a lot of men need to be more like women in sense of like taking care of yourself and loving yourself. But a lot of women are their own worst enemies because yes, they may take care of their bodies, but their minds, they're not necessarily filling their mind with positive content. And so this is the thing about the brain is that it's just like a computer, and the words you listen to is technically the programming that your brain runs off of. So if you come on this app and you fill your head up with all kinds of nastiness, oh my God, your program sucks. Therefore, your computer sucks. It's very simple. Many people don't realize that your brain basically every day resets. Whenever you wake up, that's your hard reset. That's like resetting your computer. And then whatever you're listening to that day is basically what your brain pretty much runs off of. Oh my God, Paris Hilton's in Chicago.
We'll find her.
She's at the NASCAR race. She's incredible.
You hated on me like that. Just fucking nuts. You never hated on me.
I don't hate this guy. It's my job to make fun
You
of people.
hated on him. You're like trying to call him like unattractive. Like it's not cool.
He's a loser. Are you kidding me? The guy doesn't even have a job.
Yes, he does.
He doesn't have a job.
Yes, he does. Like he's not gonna be providing for his family without a job. What are you talking about? Like, why are you projecting?
Because I got to make myself look better, so you're gonna love me more than him. It's a competition for
No,
love.
I don't love you.
It's
I
a love.
Diego.
It's a love. Oh, you think you don't love me now, but guarantee you that I've already
Do you know
implanted.
how disrespectful?
Hold on, my other fiance is here. Hi, Issa. Welcome to my polygamous lifestyle. How are you, my darling wife?
Good. Who else is now?
You've always disrespected me.
Princessa is now also. We're also engaged.
No, we're not.
She says that Diego is her man, and I'm trying to convince her that
I
he's
didn't say
only.
he's my man. I
that
didn't say he's my man.
He's only
I said I would marry
5'8".
Diego.
He's only 5'8", and he's
No,
overweight.
he's not.
He's got a
I
dad
said I would
bod.
marry Diego.
Who
I didn't
are
say
you
he's
talking
my man.
about?
What's the word, woman?
Diego.
No.
I just want to be in love with Diego. That's it.
This is Princessa talking.
Oh.
Lisa?
She's married with a baby.
Well,
Well, when he converts to
Yeah.
Islam, polygyny.
Who is this?
Princessa.
Moving on.
Ah, Nora.
Oh, Nora.
Okay,
Nora.
yeah. You say princess, I think that it's an odd person.
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
Yeah, guys, this is perfect.
What's up with these hot Arab chicks? These Palestinian chicks are so fucking sexy. What is... You know what I think it is? Is my brain views them from like a love-hate relationship or something, or maybe like I don't know what it is, but they are so exotically beautiful.
Or do you think maybe we're just genetically superior to you?
I think it's basically you don't look like an Ashkenazi woman, and an Ashkenazi woman, like an Eastern European Jewish woman, they can be kind
I'm
of.
Eastern European and just dark right now. I can also be Eastern European and just dark right now.
Anyways, what are you doing, Issa? How's your life going?
My life is going good. I'm taking a little break from some contracts I am reviewing, and I gotta jump on a call in 1 hour.
Lovely. I just read Rumi to Princessa, aka Nora here, and it was
Oh,
wonderful.
nice.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Oh, I'm also reading The Fountainhead. We have a meeting, a room about it.
You guys are so fucking. Issa, you're. Oh my god. You guys are so fucking. Ugh. Yuck. Ich and yuck.
We're so annoying and ridiculous, but The Fountainhead is good.
Well, what's interesting
And
is
I'm in love with Rourke.
if you were to film tonight's book club and put that on YouTube, how much do you want to bet that there's all these Ayn Rand enthusiasts on Reddit where you could post your podcast and like thousands of people would get so pissed listening to the conversation because they're like, none of you fucking get it. Or something, people would hate the conversation.
That's okay.
Well, there's going to be a lot of good truths that come out of the conversation about the economy, about government, about scams, about misinformation, etc. So it's a great conversation. But Ayn Rand, she should, like, her politics and her economy should be implemented in our society in the way that it's conceived of. Anyways. It's neither here nor there. Joe Biden is going to be the next president. God bless Joe Biden. All hail Joe Biden.
Yes, vote for Joe Biden. Vote blue no matter who. I'm with you.
I started doing the fascist salute. Do you think that's fascist of me?
What? What salute?
The fascist salute?
What is the fascist salute? I have no clue what you're talking about.
You just like raise your arm up diagonally.
Oh, the Heil Hitler thing?
Well, see, technically, the Romans did it as well. Like, do you know how the Romans used to
Yeah, but I
salute each
didn't
other?
know that that was called a fascist salute. I don't know.
Yeah, it was universal amongst fascists.
Is that the reason why he implemented it?
Yeah, it's a military salute, but it's also an occult reference because it represents the thunderbolt. So what you're really doing is trying to like connect with God when you do a fascist salute. Um, but in today's society, it's so racist and mean and nasty to like, to do a
Well, it's
fascist
not
salute.
that the salute is nasty, it's because of what it represents, right? And so, I mean, doing the salute, anybody can do it. It has nothing to do with it. The problem is that it's related to what happened to the Jews. And so it's seen these days, it's almost like a call for violence, because
Yeah,
of what happened.
it is like a call for
But
violence,
it's not that
basically.
the salute, it's not that the salute is bad in itself, it's what it represents.
I know, but that's like saying that the yoke and the anyways, it doesn't matter. Ben, welcome to the room. How are you, Ben? Cash in your pink tickets into the house of John Kitover. God bless you all. Welcome to Father Moon,
So
Mother
you're
Father.
streaming it? The other one is you. The husband of the
This you
Hold
are
on again. I found it as Roman salute.
right. It's a Roman salute.
It's also known as the fascist salute. It's a gesture in which the right arm is fully extended, facing forward, with palm down. Blah, 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 blah. I want to know what it means.
Yeah. Look up the occult reference to the fascist salute, and you'll see that it's essentially hermetics. It deals with what's called Philthoth or Odin, and so you can do it in ceremonial magic, where if you're
But
trying,
you guys have got something similar, apparently, for the Pledge of the Allegiance.
when you put your right,
Let me Google that 1 second.
yeah, you put your right
Yeah,
hand
it's
over
very
your heart.
similar. It's the same. It's a military salute.
It's a mini, yeah. The Pledge of Allegiance is like a mini fascist salute because instead of extending your arm up and to the right, you put it to the left diagonally across your heart, and it's like an inversion of the fascist salute.
Ah, I see now. Okay, yeah, I see a difference. Yeah.
Yeah, you're basically declaring love for your father or your mother.
It says plays and films that portray the salute as an ancient Roman costume. This included 1914. Cabiria. Okay, early Roman was. Oh God, it is carved in walls.
It's an ancient practice, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about this.
There's a lot of things you don't know about.
So many things I don't know about.
I mean, do you know how many millions of books you've never read and you never will read?
Of course, exactly. It is the reason why I hope I never stop being curious until the moment I die.
I saw a news article yesterday. They were analyzing the human brain when people are curious, and so it lights up your frontal cortex and your the rear cortex of your brain simultaneously. So your brain activates the front and the back during a period of curiosity, which is really an intense focus or concentration.
Yeah, well, I am a very curious person.
It's kind of like when a beautiful woman looks at my dick and curiously looks at my cock.
Jesus Christ, I don't care.
Certain parts of her brain light up and that oxytocin just flows out of the brain into her bloodstream. Just picture my beautiful penis extended firmly inside of your vaginas. And as you're coming, T-Rob's is screaming, "Fuck off! Fucking little party hat hook-nosed motherfuckers!"
I'll see in a bit.
Did you get kicked out?
Oh, it's my house, baby.
If it's your house, why am I not able to join that room?
Mother and father? I have father and mother going. What are you talking about? Tiffany Sotheby and John Kitover. I don't have you blocked. I only have one person on maybe two people on this app blocked, or three people. Well, so what kind of e-commerce do you do, or what kind of search engine optimization do you? I assume you still work on it.
Yeah, I'm working on. Well, I'm working on that right now. Not specifically search engine optimization.
Yeah. I have found YouTube to be the greatest source of traffic just for the keywords you're trying to focus on. So if you create videos based on the keywords you're trying to rank for or that you need, YouTube is like the greatest source of traffic because when people search Google, they show you the video results as well now. And if you have a great GIF, or I mean a great gallery image, and it's actually related to the keyword, like it's gonna get you the traffic you're looking for. Video is the way to go.
Yeah, no, I kind of give up making content, and like I have a Facebook page with like 5,000 followers and shit or whatever. I'm like, it just wasn't. So we kind of a waste of time, and you're paying to bump every fucking post and shit to actually make people see it.
That's
I'm
Facebook
pretty lucky
though.
that it's the site. It's like a platform in reality. So, users create. Users create content, so there's continuously
Oh, I see. That's cool.
fresh generated content every single day by users.
Wow. What's the name of the app, or what's the name of the platform?
That I don't disclose on Clubhouse.
Oh. Well, anyways, Mazel Tov.
It's fairly niche, but it's the number 2 in its industry in my geographic area. So.
I used to spam this British classifieds ad website. It was called Gumtree.
Yeah.
I used to spam that because I used to have an office of spammers. I hired all these people off of Craigslist to create fake ads all day long on Craigslist. And then eventually I was like, all right, we're going to go to Britain now. Let's start targeting the Brits. So we started doing Gumtree postings. And it was all essentially to push affiliate offers onto them to do credit reports. It's all deceptive advertising, but I made a little bit of money. But I know people that made millions and millions and millions and millions. And it's all a scam. It's all fake. Whether they're looking for an apartment, looking for a job, they got to fill out a credit report. And so it's a scam.
Yeah, it's just so funny about posting your shit on Gumtree. I probably still is the tactic. The Pajeets call your phone number like immediately and be like, "Hello, sir. We believe you have been in accident." And you're like, "Okay, what's my name?" And they're like, "Oh, you've been in," like you're like, they can't even tell you your name, so I don't put my name in the advert. Well, there's just fucking other. But yeah, there's just Gumtree is just spam sample.
Yeah. Craigslist has gotten really good at cutting down on the spams and scams, but basically what it does is it makes the scammers even more proficient, professional, and undetectable.
Well, that's the nature of kind of like even spam email, right? Like people don't. Anything that persists is profitable, right? So like years ago it used to be dick pills, right? And blah, whatever, Ukrainian or Russian wives, right? Now it's Ukrainian wives, right? Because, keyword search engine optimization is going on there, right? So Ukraine's hot, right? So it's Ukrainian wives now rather than it used to be Russian wives. Or maybe it's Thai brides, who the fuck knows. But I guarantee there's Bitcoin shit in my spam inbox, right? But spam email is still email marketing. It's just extremely low converting email marketing, so they have to be extremely high volume. So you're actually the people that do spam and do it well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they're kind of lost. They should just do it for legitimate businesses. Apply these tactics.
There's some people though that are good at it and they just don't give it up because they are so good at it. And I've worked at a lot of advertising networks, and I've worked with some like mega, mailers and inboxers, and they're just like, that we've been doing this from the beginning. We're the best at it. They're constantly buying data, refining, and they have all kinds of complications. It's like a never-ending game. It's so fucking, so much
I
busy
wouldn't
work.
like to be doing spam stuff though, because your email service or your IPs would be continuously getting blocked. Like that's literally what I'm doing right now. Is I'm automating bulk each user and basically creating a mailing list for them automatically. So, for example, let's say there are, think of those followers. So if they have, 200 followers, then every single time that they post a listing, their unique followers who have agreed to it, obviously, that's where they're followers, they've consented, will receive a custom newsletter about that. And the new, it's like a newsletter essentially, but it's a newsletter specifically for each individual user. And to kind of make sure that's done correctly, gives people all the unsubscribe options and whatever, because it's, I don't know, I'm sure you know, but like if they start marketing it as spam, like it starts rapidly decreasing the reputation of the domain, and then all mail in general starts landing in spam. So you need to make these sort of things compliant. Although there's no legal standard, but it's just best practice.
I used to have this jobs website called USA Job Recruiters. I still own the domain name, and basically you go to the site and a video automatically plays, and she says, "Hi, welcome to USA Job Recruiters. My name is Tiffany Sotheby. I'm a job recruiter with USA Job Recruiters. Are you looking for a high-paying local job in your area right now? Are you ready to start working today? Well, call us at this number or click below and fill out your name, email, cell phone number." And so I had hundreds of thousands of people signing up, and I was generating millions of monthly visitors. Anyways, so I still have the list.
Monthly visitors.
It was all through Craigslist primarily, and then I was buying Google ads and pop-up ads. Anyways, I still have I have Excel sheets with hundreds of thousands of registered users. And so I recreated like a MailChimp and like an Aweber, and I tried to upload those lists. Nope.
Fuck, Aweber isn't a word I've heard in a while.
Did you ever use one-in-one?
No.
Yeah, I used to build everything on
all the fucking
one-in-one.
info fucking product sellers used Aweber back in the day.
Yeah. It was great.
Like anybody shilling a course before ClickFunnels and stuff.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a fucking blast from the past.
And then I also used Aweber on this. The most successful site I ever created, it's called sponsorships.secrets.com, and I've sold over 10,000 books for $24.99 or $29.99, and it's all the same book, just reskinned every time. So I've got cheerleading sponsorships, baseball sponsorships, hockey sponsorships, hot air balloon sponsorships, scuba diving
What are you doing on
sponsorships.
Clubhouse if you're doing that, right? Like,
What do you mean? I'm retired.
you mean you're retarded?
Exactly.
Dude, you've got it redirected to a fucking YouTube channel of you live streaming. Oh my god, 8 hours ago, are you still posting this fucking thing?
So I've had the website. I've created the site twice, and so the problem is I haven't.
Dude, what the fuck is this just you and your fucking...
So I have not. So when I had
Is
this,
this Clown House? What the fuck is this video?
Look, everybody, this is the John Kitover podcast. I'm CEO of sponsorships.secrets.com.
That's the first time I've ever seen one of your live streams. Anyway, what was I going to say? You see, the first person, anyway, so claimed and not contested, to ever make $1 million in 24 hours on the internet was a man called John Reese. You should look that up. And his, if you didn't know this already, the domain name that he used at the time, Bella. Sorry, there's someone here. 1 second.
Princess, I'm gonna go to my kitchen and get some more coffee. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I don't know if you're back, T-Reps.
I'm only going back because I have therapy at 9, so I can still early. Otherwise, I'm gonna stay at the gym longer. I freaking hate these AirPods.
So what are faggots?
Faggot.
Oh. I didn't realize that's what we were calling them these days.
It's just so I don't get clear.
And they're fucking everywhere.
Everything always becomes a Jew reference with you people. You guys are sick.
Jews aren't faggots, bro. Well, no, they are. Tel Aviv's fag central.
I didn't reference Jews.
Yeah, you were just making that about Jews, bro.
I know all communication is.
I actually like real Jews. I
Oh,
like the
shit.
fake Jews.
Ooh, she
Okay,
loves
bro,
Jews.
You
No,
actually.
I said I like real Jews. I don't like fake Jews. Like I like actual Jews who believe in God,
They don't
practice
believe in
their faith. I don't like these fake Jews. Shit, my hand just got caught in this.
Their God has never materialized, right? They're waiting for the return or the arrival or some shit. What is it?
No, Messiah is different than God for them. That's the Christian concept. Messiah does not need God.
Fuck knows that.
Like
Anyway,
actual.
John or Edmund, whatever your fucking real name is. Yeah, I have to admit, you actually hypnotized me. And I can't get it out of my fucking head. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Which one?
What do you mean, which one?
Which one? Nigger, faggot, faggot, nigger?
Yeah. No, not nigger faggot. Very close though.
All communication is hypnosis? Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Oh, fuck, Randy played it to me the other night, and I just, like, it was like, 3rd of July, like, get into the fucking, like, someone's gonna boom the oh, fucking.
Oh my god, that was very funny. That was so funny. I forgot about that one. That was actually, when that was over, I was like, God, that was, ugh. Okay, can you play it again? How did you get the clip?
I'll play it.
Nigga-ish, broke ass nigga-ish, broke ass bitch, nigga-ish, broke ass nigga-ish, nigga you broke bitch, you a fucking joke bitch, nigga-ish bitch, broke ass nigga bitch.
Oh, gosh. Oh, my dad would be so
Like,
proud.
the man who records everything, you don't have that recorded?
No, I do, but I don't go back anymore and like listen to anything that I do. I'm doing the Johnny Depp thing where I do not waste my time listening to myself.
Well, then if you have to listen to what you do because you need to like filter your shit. Like this is all rough drafts.
Do you know how many hours that he fucking of content he creates?
Yeah, that's
like,
why.
no time
I mean, listen. I'm John Kitover before John Kitover. I'm Edmund before Edmund was Edmund. Okay, I've been doing this longer than Edmund has been doing, but you have to listen to what you record.
Oh.
Yeah, I record myself all the time. I don't record others without their permission unless like I have to.
Wow. But I don't think you're at my level. I hate to tell you this, Nora, because right now at this very moment I'm staring at 20 cell phones. So, you know.
I bought 4 phones, and then I like had to get rid of 2 of them because like the phone bill was too much. I was like, so now I only have 2 phones.
The fuck? You just get a $50 burner phone. You get the minimum package of $15 non-renewal, and it's a $65 burner phone. You create an Instagram, a TikTok, a YouTube, a Snapchat, a clown house.
You're doing it. This is like amateur art shit. You don't even need another phone. You just get a virtual fucking phone.
No, I get it, but the point.
No, you need the phone for memory.
No, the point is the live streaming functionality. So when you live stream to Instagram and TikTok and all these, TikTok stores a hard copy on your phone, but Instagram. So what I do is when I drive my car around, I have a dash cam, but what I do is I just take my cell phone and I live stream it on Instagram. Like, I mean, these people are still using HD cards and dash cams. It's like, you crazy. Just live stream yourself driving. Like, and there's no memory. So Facebook is amazing, and Meta, you know, oh my God, I have made like 200% on my position in Meta. It's incredible. Like, Facebook really is the surveillance capital state of the future.
The only thing I like about Facebook is the memories. Like, it'll take me 15 years back and show me what I wrote 15 years ago, and I can like reflect on shit. Like, I've had Facebook since 2004, 2005, when it first like was only for college students.
How old are you?
None of your business. I told you I was 12.
Oh yeah, you're a 12-year-old child.
Yeah, I joined it like it must have been like 2007. It was only kind of coming into Europe, and there was no one I really knew on it except for this little like group. There was no one I knew on it from home.
Yeah, before you have to have a college email to join it, and then they switched it to where anybody can join it.
Yeah.
So you had to have your college email or university email. Sorry.
But I only even was aware of it, like, because British people were using totally different networks back then. One called Bebo, which is a bit random, but
no, that's not random. I know the former CEO, a Jewish guy in Los Angeles. He's his wife is like an heiress, and so you can look it up. He bought Bebo from the founder. The founder did very well, but then he basically ruined Bebo. But Bebo was like
the original founders like bought it back or something.
Yeah. Bebo is like an original MySpace, but there's so many social
it's like
networks.
British MySpace, basically.
It's like a what?
It's like British MySpace.
Yeah, I got it. Anyways, what are you guys doing today? What time is it there, T-Raj? You must be. I mean, it must be early there still as well.
It's 1:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah. What's Monday then, huh? What do you? Well,
Tuesday.
anyways.
Monday's Tuesday.
Oh, it's Tuesday. You know, I haven't been to work in over 2 months, and I just keep texting my bosses, requesting annual leave or sick leave. I will notify the union because they keep sending me AWOL notices. And
I was gonna say, I thought you said you were retired.
No, I mean I'm retired. I'm retired in the sense that I keep saying I'm sick every day. But they haven't.
Do you have a government job? Like, why the fuck do you pull that off?
Yeah, I got a government job.
He's been off work for 2 months, for actually really 2 years.
Anyways, the point is, I got like real shit I got to do today. I've been so lazy. I've been procrastinating for months, and so, anyways, I got a date with a 25-year-old today. We're gonna go on sailing on my boat, smoke some weed, and bang it out.
Yeah.
You probably haven't
Your
seen.
bosses know about your fucking like YouTube and fucking Instagram endeavors.
Probably.
so they can see you live streaming.
I bet you. I
Fucking
guarantee you.
Improvised rapping, broke ass nigga bitch.
I guarantee you that they've seen me live streaming myself, topless, and they're just like, "Oh God."
It's not topless for the guys, it's shirtless.
Bottoms off on my boat, baby. Have you ever been to Isle of Man, T-Reps?
No, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
That place is like historical.
For sure. No, my sister's just back from the race and whatever. They go over in their boat
I was dating this.
for the weekend for the race.
What is it, F1 or is it Grand Prix, or what kind of cars do they drive around there?
What's the thing? You just completely dropped it for me.
I was gonna say that, like, I've heard historically, like, the Isle of Man.
What type of race was it, did you say?
Yeah, but I don't really care. I mean, I could Google that. But basically, my conspiracy theory point is, like, the Isle of Man is essentially.
This is the stronger one. I've got two networks in my house, unfortunately. What did you say? What, the race?
I said, is it F1 or it's F1, right?
No. Oh my God! How do you not know? How do you know about the Isle of Man, but you don't know about what type of racing goes on there?
When I was thinking about Isle of Man, I wasn't thinking about the race. I was thinking about the conspiracy theory of, like, the international banking cabal is, like, technically quartered in Isle of Man or City of London, Bank of England, type of thing.
No, it's in Switzerland, and it's called the Bank of International Settlements.
But there's
which is the central bank of central banks.
I get it. I know that. But what I'm saying is I've heard.
No, the Isle of Man. There's a unique race that goes on there. Well, it's somewhat unique. We actually do more of it in Northern Ireland, but Isle of Man is, like, it's more famous because of the island nature of it. We do motorcycle road racing, so we literally shut down roads, like, with permission, and motorcycles cover a road course through towns and countryside, doing like 190 miles an hour, past lampposts, garden walls,
wow.
Curbs. People die on it most years, or get seriously injured. But the Isle of Man, they have a road race just like we do. Like, so there's one event in the Isle of Man. There's many events in Northern Ireland, which are kind of like all of the riders that go to the Isle of Man come to Northern Ireland, do all the road race events throughout the year. And then the pinnacle is the Isle of Man, for its notoriety.
I've never seen on TV broadcasts from Northern Ireland.
No, you wouldn't have. It's fairly niche.
That'd be fucking dope, though.
The fans are nuts,
That's better than F1 or NASCAR, in my opinion. The motorcycle races are really, especially when it's like through cities.
You can literally stand at essentially like on a sidewalk, right? And motorcycles are coming past you at 190 miles an hour. And there's, like, that's it. Like, there's no many times the guys come off the motorcycles, and, like, one of the famous clips just from the race there this year, two riders were, too close together, and it kind of forced one guy off his line. He didn't make the corner, and he literally hits a garden wall and is, like, somersaulting through the air and lands on a guy's car in his driveway. Because it was in the middle of the town at this point of the race, right? Like, or it could be out in the middle of the countryside. He comes off the bike and just goes through a hedge, in through a field, and, like, or whatever. It's nuts. It really is life or death.
Isn't there a James Bond movie where there's like the Isle of Man, like they do a race, there's a scene, I think they filmed it on the Isle of Man in one of the Sean Connery James Bond films. He's driving that.
I've never. The truth is, I really prefer probably Sean Connery compared to, say,
Roger Moore.
Yeah, Roger Moore's a bit of a fag, to be honest. He looks like him. But and Timothy Dalton is, like, completely forgettable. People don't know who that is. But
yeah, he's a one-time show,
Sean
right?
Connery probably, in theory, is my favorite appealing Bond. No, Pierce Brosnan would be actually, but that's the Bond that I knew as I grew up.
I've met
but I've never
Pierce
seen- I've
Brosnan.
never- but the point is, I've never saw a single Sean Connery Bond film.
Oh, you never?
I saw
God.
clips, but I've never saw a single one.
Dude, this is some of the best movies ever made. I mean, no joke. Like The Man with the Golden Gun, Goldfinger, Doctor No, especially, or not Goldfinger. Yeah, Goldfinger. I think that one where they robbed the bank of Fort Knox on the military base. Well, they don't rob it. He wants to detonate a nuclear weapon to radiate the American gold supply to drive the price of gold up and increase the price of his supply. But they film a scene at this incredible hotel in Miami, the Fontainebleau, and so James Bond bangs this super hot blonde, and then Goldfinger finds out that he banged her, so he like coats her in gold, and like she suffocates from the gold asphyxiation.
Nice.
But what I'm saying is the aesthetic of the films is very special because it's like 1950s, so or 1960s.
Sure.
Anyways, it's just so rich and beautiful. And Sean Connery, it's like every single scene he has a hairpiece on, and he's got like a perfect tan. It's just like it's like so aesthetically pleasing. It's such a clean film.
Why has he got a hairpiece on?
Because he was bald.
Sean Connery?
Yeah, that's what people don't know. Is like that's what kind of makes it cool. Is like every scene he has like $1 million hairpiece on.
I don't. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I've not seen those movies.
You can Google it. It's a well-known fact that he was wearing a toupee, but you cannot tell that it was a toupee because it's so good. It's made by hand, and it's perfect. Little glue and Hollywood makeup. It's like you look like an Adonis, but he's really fucking bald. He's just a normal guy. Everybody goes bald and shit. I mean, if you're high testosterone, there's a very good chance that you're gonna lose your hair, especially if you get
That's
stressed.
hilarious. The embarrassing. Oh, interesting.
He's from Ireland, right?
No, he's Scottish, bro.
Oh, he's Scott. What's better, Scotland or Northern Ireland?
It depends. Like, obviously, I'm biased. I think Northern Ireland's the best place to be from in the British Isles and possibly Europe. You're simultaneously two different nationalities by birth, right? I'm Irish and British. I'm entitled to both passports. And everyone, most people, apart from fucking, I'm gonna refrain from using a certain word. 1 second. Sorry, my niece is here. Fucking the joy of working from home, and then the kids are off for school. You get. She takes care of herself, but she's not ready for Clubhouse. What the hell were we talking about?
The better place to live, Scotland or Northern Ireland.
I would never want to be from Scotland. It's a socialist hellhole. It's beautiful, absolutely. It's a great place, but yeah, I don't know. People would say it's very similar, but I'm very happy where I'm from.
Nice. I have no idea what. I really want to go to Europe. I've never been to Europe before.
Yeah. Unless you're like into old buildings and shit, like, yeah, it's not going to be life changing per se. It's amazing. Everyone from America wants to go to Europe, but everyone from Europe wants to go live in America, right? You live in these small little. Well, I don't. I live in a nice 4-bedroom house, but typically, like, there's a lot of people live in like very small, like, tiny houses, which are just hard to heat. Don't have air conditioning, and like,
yeah,
you're just fucking a slave to the goddamn government. And like, Americans think they've got high gas prices and shit. It's a fucking joke. Like, I saw a YouTuber joking about Illinois just enacted some additional, gas tax or something, a couple of cents per gallon or something. It's like, you fucking people have no idea, is what I was thinking to myself, what taxes are like on fuel. And our cars are really efficient on fuel compared to, most American cars. So, yeah, and it's still like not, it's painful to put fuel in your car. But that's the point. They want to make it so expensive so that you don't use it. But it just feels like there's not as much opportunity unless you kind of do stuff like what I do, which is not dependent.
Yeah, it's digital. It's
on
global.
a location. It's not dependent upon people. Well, it is dependent on people, but do you know what I mean? It can be done from anywhere in the world, basically.
Yeah. It's the parallel digital economic society, which is the only way to really liberate yourself from this fucking slave state.
Yeah. No, for sure. It's like, these fucking servers are my slaves, right? Like, and they never complain. They do exactly as they're fucking told. They, basically never miss a shift. They don't cry, complain. They don't, well, occasionally they ask for more money, right? The data center, the electricity prices all went up, so shit had to go up. Although now electricity prices have come down, they haven't dropped their fucking prices again. Oh, it's interesting how that fucking works. Yeah, it's transformative. Like, I'm not, it's funny, I made more money working real estate in Portugal, but I'm like, I'm getting close to what I used to, but it's a totally different type of thing. What I did then was like, firstly it was like, there's no guaranteed income, and also it's feast and famine. So even like once the money comes, there's no actual guarantee when the next one's coming, and sometimes there's like just peaks and troughs, right? So there's like the money will all come at once, and then there'll be a small drought, right? So even once you get the money, you don't have like necessarily the confidence to, can I really spend this or whatnot? Versus what I do now, and so much is like, it takes so much fucking time dealing with people. Versus what I do now, which is I charge people monthly subscriptions for something that is not physical. It's amazing. It's life changing. Like, it's not attached to my time, right? Of course, if I don't do any work, eventually the whole thing comes to a crashing halt. If I do nothing for too many days in a row, the whole, machine comes to a stop or whatever. But I could choose to just not work today, or tomorrow, or the day after, or what, you know what I mean? It's just like of ultimate flexibility.
Well, the thing about, I was wondering, I was like, I spend so much time recording and live streaming that if you just do like 10 minutes of recording or 2 minutes of recording, unless you're really keeping track of your time, you can get lost in what you're doing. And so when you say, "Oh, I don't have to work today, I don't have to work tomorrow, I have total flexibility." It's like, okay, well, good for you, but the thing is, I'm wondering, like, how do we become more aware or sensitive to the time that we spend listening to shit, looking at shit, talking about shit? And then if you were to do an analysis or an after action ready review of the time that you spent doing all this useless shit, and you were to come up with, mission statements, objectives, goals, solution, problem, like, if you're really trying to optimize your time, or keep track of it, a lot of people use trackers, but
yeah, like people, it's like keeping old school. Like, this used to be this idea of like keeping a money journal, because people have no idea where their fucking money goes, or a time journal for yourself, right? Like, what did I do, right? The reality is 99% of shit that we do doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, I've spent a lot of time building features for things that no one ever fucking used, right? And it's amazing. It's like, you do wonder sometimes, like,
why we do what we do.
It's not about just why we do what we do. Now, I do think there's things to learn about that or whatever, right? And that in itself is a lesson. Plus, you're keeping your sword, or your skills sharp. But
But I'm looking at it from the perspective that I'm being hypnotized all the time, whether it's self-hypnosis or
we
environmental
are. Well,
hypnosis.
just like you could argue. You could argue we're all investors, right? We're all investing our time somewhere.
Yeah.
The problem is most people don't know that they're an investor, and hence they just squander it, right? They're making bad investments all day, every day. And I don't know.
The chief investment is where you place. The chief investment is where you place your conscious attention with the limited time allotment that you have.
Precisely. There's a finite amount of time, mental energy.
I know, but in terms of...
I'm as guilty as any one of us in this room, if not maybe, I don't know, let's say I'm more, right? I'm going to just say I'm potentially more guilty because we get on to Clown House.
I know, but it's not about guilt. Right? It's not about guilt or sin. It's about recognition that, how long... My point is, I'm... Anyways, there's no point in talking about it, but... I just wonder how long.
No, I think this. See this. This is the question, right? Like I'm the ant that thinks winter all summer. Like when it's probably that real estate experience in particular that really kind of shaped my worldview on this, which is that when things are going really well, like I'm sitting thinking about, this too, will pass or whatever, right? Like, not like everything comes in cycles, right? So I'm sitting thinking about, even if something's going good, like winter's coming, I'm also then therefore sitting in rooms on Clubhouse, and unless I'm doing something somewhat productive, if enough time goes past, I feel like this weight accumulating on me, and be like, it feels like it's guilt.
Yeah.
Like I could be doing more. I've squandered this time. So
well,
that's what I mean.
But that's that's a little
like
obsessive compulsive. That feeling is obsessive compulsive in nature, meaning that you didn't waste any time because time is conceptual. But my point is, because I spend so much time recording myself, I get the feeling that like right now we've been talking 23 minutes and 49 seconds. And so many people...
Why did you start a new stream when we started talking or what?
I have a timer here. Just every time I start a new conversation, I click the timer to find out how long that new conversation lasted for, and I restart it.
That's compulsive.
What is your leave that you're trying to get from your employers? What is it for?
It's for a mental health disorder, obviously.
Which one do you believe you have?
It's schizophrenia, obsessive compulsive disorder, bipolar disorder, massive depressive disorder, and any other mental health disorders.
What psychiatric medications are you taking?
It's called cannabis and Miller High Life, the champagne of beers.
How about Georgia Homeboy?
But you legitimately believe you have schizophrenia?
Oh yeah, I hear voices all the time. They tell me to stick my dick in that tiny little booty hole.
That's just demons. That's not schizophrenia. Schizophrenia's not real.
No, I hear voices. You don't understand. They tell me to vote Joe Biden constantly.
It's okay, if you just say the word, I'm sure Chicago's only a couple hours drive away.
But the fact that you're
Nora, I hope you know that I'm like honestly trying to gaslight you, and everything I say is generally a lie. Like the size of my dick.
Anyways, you said that you have real life stuff that you have to do, and you refer to your employers, who you refer to as your bosses, and so you said that you're taking a leave. You're on a leave. You've been on a leave for a couple of months. So I wanted to know what was. Like, there's laws in the United States. I want to know what
laws
you are, like, what leave you're taking, and you said mental health. Then you went on to label yourself multiple mental illnesses that require...
Oh, I forgot multiple personality disorder. I forgot about that one as well.
Multiple mental illnesses that...
Oh, they call it dissociative identity disorder now. My bad. I got to update my DSM. I still have the 2003 edition. Anyways, let me get my DSM manual for you, and I'll put it in the chat. Can I DSM? Can I put the DSM codes in the chat? Is that what you like?
Listen. I don't believe in psychiatry, but I
You
want to know
don't?
what.
Why
Of
not?
course not.
Why not?
I want to know what you label yourself. You said you labeled yourself as schizophrenic,
I
bipolar.
just don't believe in
I'm a
psychiatry.
bipolar schizophrenic African American. I'm a 96-year-old black woman living on a pension. I'm a retired investor. I can't even afford my electric bill. What is your point?
But you can
Oh
afford
my
12
God.
phones.
You're so frustrating.
I know, Nora. The whole point is I have no point, and I'm going to obfuscate what you say because I don't want to sit here and just waste my time talking about all kinds of stupid shit because I agree with you.
I want to know the reality of who you are, bro, and why you're off for like 2 months.
Nora, Nora, it's not important who I am. What's important is our mission. And my point is, I agree with you.
We have different missions. I believe in God. You don't.
Oh, Raboina Shaloilim. We agree on one thing, and that's that psychiatry is pretty much a scam.
It is. If you think about it, I mean, I don't mind like a psychiatrist who studied the brain and understands the neurological aspects, but the psychiatric medications didn't come into play until the 20th century.
Listen, all of psychiatry is based on degrading the brain and making people more retarded so that they can't speak up and say anything and they're not a problem.
Have you seen how like, and when I say retarded, I mean it medically and scientifically. I don't mean it the way the layperson says it. Have you seen how retarded the human becomes after years of these psychiatric medications? It's really, really sad.
Oh yeah, it causes brain damage.
They give them intellectual disabilities.
Yeah.
And then they have a whole entire industry for the intellectual disabled.
Mm-hmm.
They give them all these SSI disability checks.
Yep.
All of this stuff going on, but instead of like just treating the issue, which is like the issue is like at this point, with their 20 years in the industry, they got hospitalized, they got medicated at 15, 16, now they're 45, 50 years old. They're fucked. There's nothing they can do but be a burden to the state.
Exactly. They're permanent residents of the state taxation system.
It's really fucked up. Like, I don't think people talk about all these other issues and they don't realize like the biggest issue is probably this.
Do you know how many...
You know how much money is put into this industry?
Listen, Nora, I know you're not a white American man or a white American woman, correct?
I am white. Go on.
Well, my point is many illegal aliens who have come into this country illegally over the past couple of years through radical progressive psychiatrists in their communities because they're doctors and they were put there because of affirmative action and DEI. They are putting many of these illegals onto permanent disability checks through Social Security, through SSI, SSDI, based off of psychiatric conditions.
I know.
And so, anyways,
but they're not I don't know. I can't speak about like your state because maybe that's like something prevalent there. But in my state, it's the whites and the blacks.
Well, my whole point is one time I was on this app and this Indian girl was like, I love America. I don't know why you're complaining. I came here and I was diagnosed with bipolar and now I get the Social Security disability check and they pay for my housing and they give me health care. I don't have to work. And I was like, and this guy was like, you fucking parasite bitch, die, you fucking bitch. She's like, you are so mean and so angry. Said, why do you hate your country?
I don't give a shit about this Indian bitch. But the truth is, this is the reality. They are so marginalized. Like, the level of marginalization, it's like, they don't have to be on these fucking medications where you fucking retard them. Where they literally have slurred speech because they're so retarded from these medications. And then they're like, yeah, they have to take this medicine. They're bipolar. Bitch, like, where was bipolar 100 years ago? How did they medicate bipolar disorder 100 years ago? And even say, like, for argument's sake, that these illnesses are real. Say that mental illness in the sake of, like, it's a debilitating thing that you have for your entire life, like the bullshit that they label it. Say it's actually legitimate. Who the fuck gives? So are they gonna die from it? So you're gonna give them psychiatric, most likely hold on. You're gonna give them antipsychotic first generation generation, second generation drugs that were literally made during Nazi Germany, probably, because they were first created in the 40s. That you're going to give them these medications that rewire their brain, make them fat. They make them fat. Like, they literally, like, all these motherfuckers are fat. They all have, like, horrible gut health. You can't be mentally healthy if you can't shit. You have to be able to shit to be mentally healthy. This is not serious. It's the truth. And then
I
on
know.
top of that, it gives them, I know. And then on top of that, they give them cotton mouth, dry mouth. You cannot be healthy if you do not have a good oral hygiene. If you have fucked up teeth, fucked up mouth, fucked up saliva, your brain is fucked up. And it's like these common conceptions, like these psychiatrists, they're trained in these medical schools or their post-medical school residency trainings to just see these motherfuckers as idiots.
Yeah.
And then we have federal law. So once you're, deemed a threat and you're put in these hospitals or whatever it is, like state psychiatric facilities. Once you're put in those facilities, apparently it is federal law that they must medicate you. So instead of actually getting to the root of the problem before they start medicating you, be like a 12-year-old child, her dad, like, I have this, like, 12-year-old girl, like she's, like, younger than me because this wouldn't have happened in my generation, thank God.
She's
Like,
younger than you? Oh, because you're only a 12-year-old child. I forgot.
No, I'm talking in the past, but however old I am, fuck how old I am. So when she was like 12, 13 years old, her dad, who I have a lot of respect for, married another woman. He had a second wife, and it caused like a lot of distress in her home. His first wife, her mom is a crazy bitch. I fucking can't stand her, and like he ended up marrying this other woman, and it caused some distress in the home for the kids. The other woman was like this educated woman. Fuck that bitch too. She's a fucking stupid bitch too. And she's like, oh, she needs to go to a psychiatrist. So she takes this little girl to a psychiatrist. They start labeling her with mental illness. Now she's like in her 20s. And she's like been on medication since she's 12 years old. She was this fucking gorgeous little girl. She was like so beautiful when she was little. Like just beautiful fair white skin, had brown like curly hair, big bright brown eyes. She was so beautiful. Gained like hundreds of pounds, so fucking fat, like, and is stuck on these medications for the rest of her life. And she is not the exception, she is the norm. And then she doesn't even get disability because her stupid bitch mother called the police on her. She ended up in jail, so she doesn't even qualify for disability.
Jesus Christ. Life is a tragedy, Nora. I mean, that's my point.
It's not a tragedy. Life is so fucking beautiful. But you have all these systems that don't give a fuck about you and don't give a fuck about God and don't give a fuck about the fact that you're not just wirings of a brain. That's why, like, you have to believe in God, because belief in God is what escapes you from these systems that tell you you're just a fucking wirings of a brain. They don't understand the brain. Like, when my dad had a stroke and he was in the fucking hospital and they were fucking killing him, the attending neurologist, when I was, like, picking their minds, the attending neurologists was the ones that were humble enough to realize that the shit that I was asking, the shit that I was saying was valid, and that they conceded to their fucking ignorance. But the residents, motherfucking residents, they were so fucking arrogant with me. I would say something to them and they'd be like, bitch, this is my dad, motherfucker. Like, he is not just your guinea pig that you do whatever the fuck you want with him.
Well, Nora, listen, you could go to an abortion clinic.
You're welcome for the content. Oh shit, my rib. Give me my recording.
You could go to an abortion clinic and it would be 10 times worse, whatever thing you just said. The vaccines themselves, listen, we know that we're living in a very, very aggressive environment, meaning that, like, there's a million ways to die. So, I kind of want to say, what's your point? And I mean, I feel your pain, but...
No, I don't, bro, I'm good. What I'm saying is, like, these systems, they are, like, instead of having people being thriving citizens, producing to civilization, being creative, whatever it was that they were God-given talents, instead they neuter them and they make them pigs and slaves to the pharmaceutical, medical, and, like, whoever is profiting at the top. And the people at the top, they probably don't know what's happening at the bottom. They probably don't realize that that's what's happening at the bottom.
People at the top, many people who got to the top, they know what it's like at the bottom, and they don't give a fuck what it's like at the bottom, because they're like...
I think you're confused, but I gotta go and have therapy. I'll talk later, bye.
Oh, I thought this was your therapy. Anyways, T-Rabs, anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah. What? I was kind of blanking all of that out, to be honest. What were you talking about?
What we were
did you say?
talking about, or what she was talking about?
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I was not really focusing. Yeah, that's my trouble with club. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. The type of work that I do, that I get paid the most amount of money for, it's like being an author or something. This is the way I think I've conceptualized it, because like I'm like an author with like a couple of books in the marketplace, right? So they don't necessarily have to be bestsellers or whatever or something, but they're out there, and each of them kind of have a recurring revenue stream. But if you leave it too long, like those funds will die out. So you have to be constantly trying to write something new to, like, it's like, I always think of this, I don't know why, but it's like a bucket of water with a hole in it, right? So it's like I can fill the bucket and I can survive, but if I do nothing for too long, it'll totally empty itself out. But if I just keep going and I don't stop, I can stack buckets on top of one another faster than they can leak. So that's where I can stack each of the sort of like concurrent revenue streams on top of one another. But the most, sure, I can be sitting on Clubhouse and replying to emails or some bullshit or whatever, like just admin type work or whatever. But the most meaningful type of work that I do is writing some kind of new function or feature or debugging. But that takes like a level of concentration which I can't do on Clubhouse. So when I'm on Clubhouse, I'm not doing the most important work that I should be doing.
Yeah, everybody's in denial, because when you're on Clown House, most people aren't listening to it like it's a radio show. They're listening as active participants, or they're using what's called active listening.
Co-hosts, like they're fucking, you know what I mean? Like dude, I'll finish I try to close browser tabs at the end of the day, so that when I open my computer, they're not there. And dude, I'll be like closing, Ben Gurion, the first fucking prime minister of fucking Israel, or all these random fucking, shit I've looked up, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I could have had this finished, had I not just wasted whatever. But what I learned during lockdown is, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. You have to have some form of release. No, essentially, to me, like, do you ever remember playing GTA 3 or whatever it was, right? The first sort of 3D one where you could, like, just drive around. You didn't even have to complete missions. And you could just jump out a set of traffic lights and beat a hooker to death with a baseball bat if you wanted, right? That was amazing, that game in of itself. And I would just, like, sometimes fuck around. I would, like, stop at traffic lights, pick it, pay attention, be a good law-abiding citizen. And then you would, like, do everything humanly possible to try and get as many stars as possible so that the helicopters and the cops and everyone would come after you, right? And everything in between. But there's times I used to just fucking play around in the game, nothing to do with the missions, just to listen to the talk radio show. Do you ever remember the talk radio show in Grand Theft Auto?
No.
Like, you'll find them on YouTube. The people have like 8-hour long, clips where they've just put them all together. I never listened to those, but that's the way I think about Clown House. I think of it as not only the never-ending, unique sort of content version of those talk radio shows on Grand Theft Auto, which were hilarious, right? But it's also interactive, right? Like, you get to call into the radio show and interact with it, and you don't have to wait for someone else's permission. You can do it on demand whenever you want. You don't need someone's permission. Like, I can just fucking come off mic. I don't need some radio producer's, permission, or to have to give them a pre-interview, let them know what I'm going to talk about. Like, you can just come off mute and start saying, nigga, broke ass bitch. Like, and there you go. Like, where else could you find that? You could not find that improv in any game or like it's
I view it as a video game. Yeah.
Endlessly like unique pattern, because no 2 days on Clubhouse are the same, right?
Yeah, that's
The
true.
endlessly unique pattern of it,
Yeah.
or lack of pattern of it, is you want to devour it. Where something is like, oh, this is another one of those. Like it's like watching CSI. It's like, oh, enhance or whatever or above. It's like it's the same shit, right? It's boring. You switch off, right? But when it's endlessly unpredictable,
well, that's
for an unknown gain or an unknown prize. Like this is why slot machines are addictive, because there's a very small level of inputs required for a small risk for a potentially high and random reward. If the reward was certain, like if everyone knew every time they pulled the lever or hit the button that they'd earn 1 cent, people would stop. People wouldn't do it.
Yeah, but you're missing one word in your whole analysis here. It's communication. Even the slot machine is a communication device.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know what interpretation of communication you're thinking.
What do you mean? The fucking thing is a visual display of fucking amazing shit. It's lights up everything in your brain.
It's interaction, but it's not. I wouldn't have called it communication.
It is. The thing is communicating. It's a fucking video game, and people put money in it to play a video game. They don't know.
I don't fucking play slot machines or fucking shit. I don't know.
Well, I play PlayStation 5. I play Modern Warfare or Call of Duty, and you pay for it once and you can play it forever. And the point is, it's just like this app in the sense that, like you said, it has no defined path, meaning that it's so random and there's no pattern. That's what makes it so new and unique every time, where you just keep pursuing it because you can never catch its tail.
Mm-hmm.
That's what playing Call of Duty is like. But when you sit there and you play a slot machine, you have to rationally and pragmatically say to yourself, fuck, I'm being hypnotized by this video game communication device. It's a percentage loss of every bet on average. And your analysis that people think, for low reward, high payoff, that's not really what's happening in the brain when somebody sits down at a slot machine. There's a whole depressive...
No, people aren't conscious when they're like mostly doing these.
But that's because they're put into a high state of hypnosis. They're in a high state of hypnosis when they sit down at a slot machine. You ever see them slumped over? They don't move. They sit there and they just punch and punch and punch. And every time they punch, they lose 25% of every wager over and over and over again until they're left with zero.
No, the only game I'll ever play and have done in a casino is blackjack. And even then, I just go in with a set amount and be like, this is the amount of money I'm willing to, spend, lose, in other words, and come with me.
I should go to my...
I
should go to my local casino and just sit next to people and film them losing their money and like upload a YouTube channel and just call it Casino Hypnosis and prove to people that the casino is technically in the hypnosis industry.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that's why in America they feed you free drinks as well, right? It's like...
Yeah, music, fragrance, they scent the air even.
Sure.
My friend who owns affiliate.com and redirect.com and this multi-million-dollar strip club, he's worth like probably $300 million. His name is Scott Richter. He has this YouTube account called Lucky Jackpot, I think. Anyways, he owns win.com, WIN. And so he has like a casino app in the market, in Android and iPhone. And so he films himself going to casinos all around the world. But
did you say win.com?
Yeah, WIN, yeah. Yeah, I know this guy very well. Oh no, that's not it. That's not it. Well, let me just get you his Instagram and then you can see who he is.
No, that's like a fucking...
No, I know it's not it.
That's like an 8-figure web domain. Like that's...
We'll go to redirect.com.
Like voice.com sold for like 36 million.
Go to redirect.com. That's his big money maker. He makes $800,000 a month off of this website. Redirect.com. REDIRECT. Redirect. It's an ad network. And so if you're a domainer or whatever, you can monetize with all his ads. He's got native ads, international traffic, domain optimization, buy traffic, sell traffic. I should fucking work with him again. It's a real business.
It must be. It used to be much easier to do sort of traffic arbitrage, right? Like buying it, traffic in one place, and like being able to sell those ads that you put in front of it. Google made that much harder. But if there's a way, then yeah.
So this other company I used to work at here in Chicago, it's called jobsonline.net. And the guy is worth like 150 million. He owned this other company called what was it called? Like scholarships.com or Fastweb, and basically he sold it to monster.com, which is a big job portal. And so anyways, jobsonline.net, they got bought out by Disney Corp, by their hedge fund. It's called Shamrock Partners. And so I worked for them, and it's called jobsonline.net, and it's just a job search engine. But dude, they're making 300,000 a month in Google ad revenue, or 800,000 a month in Google ad revenue, just in Google ad revenue. And then they sell all the data to call centers, and then they fucking spam the shit out of you, and they sell all your data to education corps mostly. But oh my god, these guys fucking killed it, dude. And life is gravy when you got that kind of money, but people still work. I mean, if I had $150 million, I'd stop working. I don't know why people continue to want to try to like work, and just constantly
because there's only so much. Like, there's only so much. Like everything becomes normal, Like the first time I lived in Portugal in like 06 to 08, I lived out there with my parents. They'd sold their villa and were renting a townhouse on a cliff top over like with a amazing ocean view basically, and it was amazing for like the first week, and then it just becomes normal, right? So you say that someone's making $100,000 a week or blah 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 or whatever. It's just like I don't know. I had a 9/11 for a while, and like after about 4 days, it was like, is this it? Like it was just like you need to constantly be. I struggled with. It took me a long time to understand this, but I completely smashed my goals for my business in 2014, 10 years ago. And like if I had have said, in 2013, if I'd have said, what I've been happy with, and I didn't explicitly write it out, but I remember telling a good friend a conversation like, wouldn't this be amazing if, right? Now, it wasn't an explicit goal, but it was like something I expressed as a milestone, and I completely blew past that. But so I completely over-exceeded and surpassed my theoretical goal. And the problem is not that I hit it or I exceeded it, it's because then I didn't. You need to immediately set another one, essentially. Because even though I quote unquote did well or made it or whatever, I ended up just floundering for about 2 years because I wasn't aiming at anything. So if you just want to flounder and like,
yeah, but I'm not
get
saying
high and jerk off and watch TV all the time.
No, you don't understand. I have a very large book collection that I have spent a lot of money on, and I know that there's so much that I don't know that like just educational pursuits alone is technically a job, and it's work, and it's academic or Anyways, the point is, you can never go bored because the problem.
Well, there's no such thing as being bored. There's only boring people. I really believe that.
Right.
Like.
What I'm trying to say is my book collection alone is a couple lifetimes worth of work because I literally have 12 bookshelves and they're totally full. I've spent probably like 30,000 buying this like book collection that I've accumulated over 5 years, 6 years, even fucking longer than that. Anyways, I want to recreate a lot of the books or do the best passages and basically create a media business based off of the high value information within all these books.
Sure.
And just republish, whether in all kinds of ways, but artistic ways, but also commercialization. So that's a subscription service, whether it's like you call it philosophy tutor, and then we provide philosophers tutoring, philosopher tutoring classes for people all around the world, children around the world, or even therapeutic services, things like that. These books can be used therapeutically because they deal with primarily psychology or self-actualization or self-confidence. Anyways, I'm just saying that your average moron on this app, who actually is very well to do, for example, like Cindy Stumpo or Nelson Apega or Grant Cardone, these losers do not have books. They barely read books. They're pretty much in the hypnosis business. So, like, if you really want to be happy, if you really want to be smart, it's great to have a lot of money. But honestly, the wisdom and the intelligence of a lot of the information in these books, or just your average library, is such a great thing to pursue that I know
I'm not doubting that, and that's not the argument. Or that's not like even countering the argument that I'm making. Like ultimately, what I'm saying is, like let's use like Silicon Valley, investor speak, right? Like, you could say money equals time or time equals money. Like to me, money equals runway, right? The more cash at hand that I have, the greater the runway I have, which means the more time I can take, to do whatever I want, right? So like,
yeah, but I mean,
Valley, it's like either something takes off or it falls off and crashes.
I know, but the other thing is, it's
but
not
like,
just what
the more money that you have, the more time you therefore theoretically have.
No, that's not true. Time and money times cliche.
Well, no, it is true unless you're an idiot and you completely, and it's very easy to do, as I've done it in the past, by like ramping up your like personal expenses or whatever, right? So like, for example, I could live in a bigger house. I could drive, like I have multiple cars, but I could drive something brand new and much more expensive with extreme depreciation or whatever, right? I could I look at that, the higher my monthly costs, I look at that as like forcing myself to be on a treadmill and increasing the speed, right? So the pace at which I must work at, regardless of the fact I want to, just to simply keep the lights on or whatever, that's like no appeal to me. But the more money you have, therefore the more time you have, or the more runway you have.
No, you got it all wrong. Money and art are tied together. This is the irony of the Federal Reserve argument, is that the Federal Reserve is technically like all other businesses. They're just in the communication hypnosis business. It's not banking is this grand illusion. It's the grandest illusion of all illusions. It's even grander than doctors. Doctors say they can give you, life or immortality, or at least save your life. But the truth is, the perpetual ghost machine is the bank. And anyways, I guess what I'm trying to say is, when you have a lot of money or you start accumulating money, if you do it organically and naturally, you start buying everything in existence, meaning that you start curating or cultivating a collection of some sort. And so when Andy Warhol died, a famous American artist, his estate was valued at $600 million. When Picasso died, I think his estate was valued at $1 billion or $3 billion or something to that extent. The point is, if whatever you do in your life, art is a secret word. It's like God, basically. It's the same word. So get into art, creating art, but commercialization of art. So that's basically the framing business. And believe it or not, there's this little old Polish lady who lives near me here in Chicago, and she owns a gallery. It's called, I don't know what she calls it. I can't remember the name. But she's been there for 50 years, and she's been brokering artwork, and she's, made many, many millions. And I just recently bought a piece from her for $250. This fucking painting's worth like $4,000. Art is ridiculous, but it's one of those subjective, stupid things. It's like a diamond.
It's subjective fucking nonsense. I think it's some kind of like tax evasion or
no.
It's I have no idea.
It's like stock. It's like a stock certificate.
I applied. I don't I don't like this guy. I'm not endorsing every single thing he's ever said, but I do kind of apply this one Warren Buffett mantra in regards to this. I don't know anything about it, and therefore I don't fucking invest. I don't worry
No, no,
about
no, no, no. I'm not saying
like,
invest.
no.
I'm saying it's a social act. Just do it as a social activity to start. Because A, you're going to meet a lot of chicks, but B,
Dude, if I want to do something as social art, I can jerk off of a fucking social art or like.
I know, but don't you do?
There's way more. I don't. Like,
The whole,
way,
but T-Rabs, the whole thing is, if you've accumulated, financial success, it's incumbent and Christian upon you to go help people in your community and build men and build buildings and start other businesses that are viable in the real world, because the tyranny that we're living in is government run everything. So it takes tremendous organizational and intelligence to create a business that can survive in the real world, even outside of the digital parallel society. But there's people that do it, and there's people that ultimately
the
fail.
The only reason you would do one of those is a fucking passion project, right? So it's like that you've earned enough money doing the thing that actually really pays the bills, that your, other half who, like, dude, I know a guy that it literally costs him more every single year. I told this story on Clubhouse more than once, where his wife has some fucking, like, bullshit job, which makes her feel good and, like, that she can brag about as philanthropy or whatever to the, ladies in the golf club. But it caught, because of the, like, charities office is in, like, a shit part of town, plus she can't be pulling up in her fucking, new Bentley every for a shift, and her husband is the chairman of a car dealership group, right? So they own up like 25 dealerships, and they're incredibly wealthy. But it costs him more money buying her a shitbox car, which is brand new, it's going to be like a Ford Focus or something, right? Than she makes doing this thing. Right, so there are these, like, artistic passion project give back bullshit that you do that are only possible. Those are the passengers in your life. There has to be this driving force that actually fuels everything else. So I'm not against passion projects. I'm not against giving. I, like, theoretically, if I had enough money, like, would I run some local businesses just to, like, employ people, and, like, I didn't really care if they really made money as long as they just didn't lose money? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not at that stage.
Probably not. I mean, you'd want to make it a viable business to work. If it's not a viable business turning a profit, then it's not really even organic. It's not functional. So there'd be no reason to continue to pursue.
Well, it would be purposeful, right? Like, it's giving people, like, a fucking wage and, like, keeping them.
I know,
like,
but it's
fed
not your
and their mortgages
it would be
paid.
exhausting
Like,
you. You'd be draining your energy and your reserves
I know.
to manage that.
That's just what I'm coming back to, which is, like, the problem is, like, life, time, energy, resources is finite, right? So, like, here I am on Clownhouse.
I gotta take a piss. I'll be right back.
But, like, what the fuck am I? Like, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, okay, this was interesting 20 minutes ago, but, like, the diminishing returns is kicking in, where, like, the further this goes on, each step that we're taking, this becomes less and less valuable to me, and I need to get back to doing what I was doing, right? So that is the ant that thinks fucking winter all summer, right? So even though we were in summer earlier on in this conversation, the season is changing, and I can feel like winter's approaching, and I need to get back to work, right? Because, what's the phrase? The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few, or something, right? Like, it's not going to do it itself. Fucking wish it could do it itself.
Yeah. Anyways, if you have fixed income, there's times where like I'm not working and I'm just like in my in my bathtub, and I'm just like totally relaxed. Like I have no stress. Like I know I should be at work, but I'm also like I can't believe people just keep compulsively working. I'm like I am in such a state of like security and relative luxury, and like and such a positive attitude. I'm just like I can't, and like and it's like you never take a moment to just like stop and just like appreciate everything that you have and be like, wow, nobody can take this from me unless it all burns to the ground. And like I don't have to worry about anything. Like I don't have to worry about financial security or financial, like I don't need to worry about money in the future. So it allows you to be in like this incredible state of like ecstasy and bliss now. And it's just like, holy shit, I don't think people feel this way that often. Like, oh my God. Like,
No, I worry that, for example, the nature of the income that I'm on is a recurring revenue stream, right? So like I don't really charge people for the time that I work. So I don't paint one-off masterpieces, right? It's where I work once and get paid once, which would be the equivalent of a plumber or even a very high, I could be an attorney, right? I'm working once, get paid once, billable hours. In that simple sense, right? And there's other ways that they charge. But, if you wanted to keep the artist sort of way, you could, make something once and sell 250 prints of it, right? And you could, scale that in a way. But the thing that I do, and no one taught me this, right? Like I somehow just arrived at this through first principles, and it's kind of changed my life. But it's a double-edged sword. That's the bit I'm going to get to, which is that I essentially work once. Now it continuously needs maintenance, sure, but like in theory, I've worked once, built something, I've sold that thing to many people, right? That's the equivalent of selling a print in art, right? Those 2 prints behind me on the wall. But they pay me repeatedly every single month, right? So that's the best version, right? So it's like AT&T, right? Like how long have you paid, or Verizon? How long have you paid your fucking phone bill? How long does the average business pay their phone bill? Every single month they've been in business and ever will be, right? So it's like a crucial part of that they can't imagine doing business without that, right? Service.
I know, but look at an heiress or a trust fund baby. The bit
that I'm going to get to is the double-edged sword, right? Let me crash on this. The bit about the double-edged sword is that because, like, for example, like customers have paid me for over like 66 months so far now, right? My oldest customers, that theoretically now I have updated and like improved the service that I offer to them. In fact, one of the longest standing ones I've realistically just done in the past few months there. So they were, let's say, 60 months. I worked once, sold them once, and they used and I benefited or whatever for 60 months. They paid me for work that I did, 5 years ago, right?
What is your crash landing, though?
The problem with that is it's like that automatic income can put you to sleep, and I kind of fear that is what will happen to people when like universal basic income comes, because I basically took like a fucking year off during the lockdown and just like wasted it on Clubhouse. Like I legitimately wasted a year.
Listen, this is the problem with the brain and this is the thing about philosophy, is it does deal with eternal now. And so you have stored memory, and what you're doing now is relaying that stored memory to me, which is nothing more than a hypnosis. And again, this is philosophical, and this deals with remorse and guilt and sin.
Hypnotizing?
Me and yourself.
No. What I'm doing for the most part, like someone else who'll name us that I was speaking with and helping with on a matter that I met via Clubhouse. When I'm saying something, I'm repeating it. It's like a good instructor is always learn. Like I'm saying it as much for my own benefit.
I get it.
The repetition is like driving it that deeper into
But this
me,
is what I
right?
do as a consultant, or essentially a troll hypnotist, bullshit online, reverse engineering, inverse contrarian. Like I'm going to play the devil's advocate to your position because I have no other reason not to. Like It doesn't benefit.
Except for
The
the
conversation
fact that
doesn't benefit unless there is a devil's advocate.
Well, it does it benefit you?
It doesn't necessarily. I'm only having this conversation because like you're the only guy.
I'm actually making money off this, right? Like that's fundamentally what it should come down to. But the point is, what I was saying is that like the recurring revenue. Like imagine this. Here's a real world scenario. I rather than delivering like version 1.5 or version whatever 1 point something, right? I end up stacking so many new functions and features into this new version that I end up just having to call, let's say, version 2. I had clients waiting years, not knowing. They never even knew that this new version was coming, right? That's interesting into another point that we were mentioning earlier about the majority of shit that we do doesn't even matter, right? So little did they know that for at least 18 months, I'd been diligently working away, building the next version of the thing that they were going to benefit from, right? They have no idea that this is coming, but yet they're paying me every single month. So what does that tell you, though? This thing that I'm working on and I'm worrying about, stressing about, does it even matter? Because they're happy with version 1 and they're paying me for it, right? That's a fucking realization. Because the fucking crazy bit is that when you work for yourself, that there's no real set date that things must be delivered. Because if you don't hit that delivery date, if I don't hit that delivery date and I have to, it's quote unquote late, because I'm not making it public to my clients, right?
Okay, T-Robs, crash land this motherfucker, and then I'm going to tell you the magic word.
With the recurring revenue, you still get rewarded at the end of the month, right? Or whenever, many days, most days throughout the month, payments are taken. So imagine a place and time in your life where you cannot hit your goals, but you still get financially rewarded every single month anyway.
Okay, I've been there. I've done that. My point is, T-Robs, yes, I have had a lot of small financial successes in my life. My point is, I'm talking
about a financial single win. I'm talking about a recurring revenue.
I have had recurring revenues, streams. My point is, T-Robs, what is the magic word?
I have no idea what you're talking about, to be honest.
I'm going to try to give you like a biological program to help you with your business. And you may not be doing this, and this has nothing to do with Clown House. You can use Clown House if you want, and you're going to be like, dude, no shit. The point is meditation. And I have this CD from a guy who's now dead. He started a company in Silicon Valley called Centerpoint Research. This deals essentially with calming down and closing your eyes and trying to center yourself and calming your mind and letting thoughts arise and then letting them disappear, letting them arise, and then you get into this state of mind known through the Centerpoint Research. They have this CD. It's basically a sound. It's a way to harmonize yourself to where you're no longer having automated thoughts. But this is a good space to be in because you will have thoughts about your business and then you'll be like, fuck, that's a great idea, or fuck, I didn't do that. What I'm trying to say is there is a way to use your brain to create the thoughts that you need that you can't have otherwise because there's so much friction and vibration, which is preventing you to getting to like the center of your brain to have the thoughts that will really propel your business. And I'm pretty sure this is the way to do it because I do it pretty regularly. I sit in the sun and I stretch and I do deep breathing exercises, and I have the best thoughts about things I got to do, about shit I got to do, and it's a way to essentially organize without having to use paper and pen or computer. And it's basically silence, and you're gonna be like, yeah, no shit, motherfucker. I know fucking meditation. I go to the fucking gym. I stretch. I work out. Fuck off. I know everything you're saying. What you're saying don't fucking mean nothing to me. Fuck you, motherfucker. My business is fucking fine. My business is fucking growing. I'm on fucking perpetual fucking revenue. T-Robs, I'm telling you, dude. All I'm telling you is just be a man, go to the gym, and vote Trump. That's really all I'm telling you.
I prefer the steam room actually, personally, than the sauna. But
no, I didn't say so.
To me,
anyways,
this is like the shower thought moment type thing where so much of that. Like I've had times in my life, it's really interesting where say there's something on the tip of your tongue, or you know you're meant to mention, or you had an idea, and it's just like it's almost like hovering around you, but you can't grab it, or like, but you can just sense that it's there. I remember like a former business partner of mine. He was standing outside my door. We're having a conversation. He was in the car, and I was like, "Man, there was something we were meant to talk about," or like I couldn't remember what it was, and it was like, "Oh fuck it, okay, look, sure, I'll see you later." And the second he went to drive off, I remembered, right? It's like there is this weird moment where if you like actually let go, or you like, I don't know. It's a very, it's like.
It's a little bit like deja vu.
This is why I think you can get like epiphany moments in the shower, because
yeah, that's a good place to
you
have them.
end up. It's like it's breaking the pattern where you're like spinning. There's just like infinite
exactly.
loop.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
When you break the infinite loop, right? Then, like for example, but here's
but T-Rubs, look at.
I have to jump between both, right? That's very.
Okay, well, you just hit the nail on the head with your shower. T-Raps, hold on. Look at your shower analogy.
You see doing the actual creative work, which, like, literally here at the fucking coalface, like I'm coding, right? This is, like, my fucking coalface. It's all well and good having, like, the theoretical, perfect vision, understanding about where and what is...
T-Rabs, you're over. T-Rabs, you are over. You're overthinking this. You're overthinking this.
It's meaningless, right?
No, you're overthinking this, and you're overstating it.
I'm not overthinking it.
No, when you said that when you're in the shower and you break the pattern, that is technically a reverse hypnosis or a meditation. Because in the shower, you're not being communicated to, and you're not being hypnotized by the cell phone, by the television, by the newspaper, by your family, by your associates. In the shower, that is the one moment of your day where you're technically totally alone, and the environment can no longer communicate with you. Yet in the shower, there's a consistent and persistent humming of the shower. So all I'm trying to say is, you can do that shower moment here on Clown House, and that's the trick. And I mean, I know you're from Northern Ireland, and there is this gentleman. His name is called Aleister Crowley, and I have many of his books. And essentially, he synthesized multiple religious, philosophical, spiritual traditions, and it's all the same bullshit, and it is New Age bullshit, but it is basically deals with concentration or focus of mind to really ethically and morally, essentially rearrange the society. And I mean, I'm doing it in a ridiculous manner, but whatever your business is, it's technically the same process and procedure for project management, which is let go and listen and shut the fuck up. So the point is, silence is the creation secret. You can create anything in silence. And my biggest success, that sponsorship secret site, I did that in silence in my apartment in Charleston, South Carolina, after I graduated college. I remember like countless days of like building the site by hand, doing the photography, setting it all up. And I had days where I was like consistently making $200 to $400 a day, but it's a lot of work going to the post office and mailing packages every day.
Yeah, fuck that. Right, exactly.
So anyways, my point is, like, I don't want to go to the post office every day. I don't want to ship packages. I don't want to be a professional shipper. That's not my goal in life. My goal is liberation and liberating other people. And the real money maker is self-actualization hypnosis. This is what all these great gurus are. The time is now. People are more depressed and
that makes no fucking sense. The goal is to sell non-tangible products.
I know, but that's what I'm doing. I'm selling nothing burgers. That's what Alan Watts did.
No, you're not selling anything.
Well, eventually I will. I'm getting ready to launch Nothing Burgers Incorporated.
Yeah, that's really going to be, a winner. How are you going to add value?
By not adding value. By taking away value. And showing people that there's no value to add. You're already inherently and ethically and virtuously a person. just by being. It's virtuous to be a human, to be a man. People are so fucked up and and brainwashed and propagandized and just absolutely slave drones. They can't free themselves from the system, and then they die before they even get to collect their retirement. It's the crazy retirement industry is the biggest scam because most retirees only get to enjoy 2 years of their retirement. They die. They work 30 years to pay into a system that they got to enjoy for 2 years. I'm telling you, dude. If the good life is really Jeff
I
Bezos.
enjoy what I do. Like, listen, the kind of recurring thought that I have, and I mentioned this recently, is that, like, there was a guy that won like over 100 million on the lottery that lives not terribly far away from me. And good on him. They didn't get like a face tattoo by white tigers and like blow half it, right, or all of it. But for example, right, like notable things, I got a puppy last year. I wouldn't have got another puppy from any other breeder, right? This desk is amazing, quite expensive. I wouldn't be sitting right now at any other desk in any other place. Well, I'd be in my office, but sure, it might be in not this 4-bedroom house. Maybe it would definitely probably be in another bigger house, but its location. Would I be driving a newer car? Probably. But guess what? The food I'm eating, it would be essentially the exact. I would go to the exact same butcher that I go to and whatnot. The point that I'm trying to point at is that even if you reach the top of the mountain, if you get all the the rewards, the spoils of war, my life wouldn't actually be that much different than it is today.
I know, but so then what happens is what we're really talking about is philosophy, though, or the art of living.
I enjoy the process, right?
I get it. Everybody says the same thing, but the real.
No, they don't say that. Most fucking people are endlessly chasing a goalpost that continuously moves, right? But whether or not.
Yeah, but T-Robs, you have not achieved aesthetic perfection. That's my point. Is your artistic endeavors are. What the. Motherfucker, it's about the art of living. It's about your interior decorating, like not just of your house and of your material possessions, but of your attitude, or essentially your enlightenment. Because you have to look at this in terms of history and world religion. You have to know about Buddhism. You have to know about Hinduism. You have to know about Islamism. You have to know about Christianity and Judaism and Zoroastrianism and all these things and the philosophy of the Romans.
The more I learn about any topic that's not related to business, the more radicalized and the more...
it's not about radicalization. It's about enlightenment.
I have switched off, right? Like I also endlessly devoured on, for example, Clubhouse, right? Because it was little fucking Chicken Little, where it was like the sky was falling every fucking day.
Yeah.
The sky is falling. The sky is falling. It's the end of the fucking world. We're all gonna die. The vaccines, the fucking whatever, right? Dude, none of it ever comes true. None of it ever really affects your life except for more taxes. And
people are impacted by the vaccine significantly.
Understand, or the more I have not changed my mind on anything since I have become quote unquote enlightened.
I know, but dude, I know, but you go to new restaurants, don't you? The point is, you're gonna do new things, T-Rubs. You're gonna do new things.
What I already believe, but to a much higher degree.
That's fine, but Mr. T-Robs, Mr. T-Robs, I dare interject and say you're gonna try new restaurants, and so am I. And so, what's your point?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, but that's not. What the fuck's that got to do with the price of bread?
Meaning that you're limited. I'm telling you that I have pursued psychological and philosophical because of my book collection. You're missing. What I'm trying to tell you is.
I'm looking at a fucking. Dude, I've got books authored by people I fucking hate. I'm staring at I buy books faster than I fucking can read them.
I know, so do
I
I.
literally have a book on my desk that I had to go look at Amazon here. I bought it in 2013.
I know, but
fucking
Mr. T. Robs, I dare interject and say that my book collection, your book collection, our library's book collections can be used for business endeavors in ways that other people will never do business. Like, these books themselves are a business, but what the books really are an external hard drive that we can utilize for the data and for manipulating people online.
Well, it depends, right? How can you monetize Minecraft?
Well, look at it this way. It's all hypnosis content because Google may scan the books in and open it up for search, but they're not turning all their books into audiobooks. And on YouTube, if we had, say, 100 YouTube accounts with 100,000 audiobooks, holy fuck, we'd be monetizing YouTube. And that's where the perpetual money machine comes in. It's the Google tit money. I used to work at Google. I used to be a Google publisher. I got the job at Google because I knew every Google product inside and out because I was a publisher and I was an advertiser. And I know the business in and out. And
no, the perpetual fucking content machine is repurposing, existing, it's like when you hear, I love these like 20-year-old life coaches saying shit like, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and they have no idea who originally said that, right? It's just something that now
T-Robs, I am programming you with my sincere, transparent experience and knowledge. Your brain is technically a computer, and every day you do a hard reset when you go to sleep. And when you wake up, everything that you put in is your daily programming. So
only if it commits to memory.
it does commit to memory. Unfortunately, you're like an iPhone, and you think that you're not recording what I'm telling you, but you are, and I'm recording it as well.
No, that's why you sleep, right? Sleeping is literally...
I've told you this before, but you're highly disagreeable. You are highly disagreeable. You disagree, and you say no to everything, and that I bet you can't even tell me what I just told you.
You were saying that our brains are like iPhones, and I'm absorbing and saving, committing to memory, even things whether I want to or not.
Yeah, that's what I believe.
Right. So how is it that you're saying that I don't?
I need to confirm, bro. This is Clown House. Have you not had a conversation here before? Have you ever sat in a room and where somebody says, "I bet you can't even tell me what I just," and they're like, and then they can't even answer that question because they're not even listening.
I literally just stopped.
I know, but I wanted to confirm you. I wanted to confirm you're actually listening to things that I fucking say. I wanted to know you're listening to what I'm fucking saying. The fuck?
Just because I'm listening doesn't mean I have to agree.
Anyways, when I lived in Los Angeles, I had to stay at a hostel for like a week before I could get this new apartment. And I stayed at this hostel, and there were all these Irish chicks there, and they were the most pleasant, happy, and sexy, curvaceous women. And it was so much fun because there was like a patio in the center of this hostel in Hollywood or West Hollywood. And every night they turned it into a tiki bar, and holy fuck, man, it was just so much fun. I got laid. I mean, it was, it was okay, but it was just fun partying with these Irish chicks. It was dope.
Yeah, well, I'm extremely biased, but I have friends of mine that went to Japan, strangely, to go skiing, and met an English guy, and he had so much fun with them. He was like solo traveling around the fucking world or something. He ended up like moving to Northern Ireland. I don't know of anyone moving to Poland. It's typically and by the way, I'm a big fan of Polish people, but typically there are countries that you move from and you go to, right? Like the United States is a place that you go to. I always think it's strange Americans leaving.
Well, there's a lot. I live in the second largest Polish city outside of Warsaw, aka Northwest Chicago. And I have Polish grocery stores all over the place, and tons of Polish chicks everywhere. And they're awesome, and they all go to church, and they're all good people. They all work hard. And they really keep the Polish. Like, they don't really go outside of their spheres of Polak. But yeah, I would love to go to Poland and go to Warsaw and just fucking do the nightlife in Poland for like a month. I mean, I would fucking, oh, they are some of the most beautiful women in the world.
Yeah, without doubt.
It's on my to-do list is to get the fuck out of Chicago, but I'm gonna wait until the wintertime because like I got a boat here and it's like a party every day. And but yeah, this winter I'm probably gonna go to Miami in December for Art Basel. I went last year and that is a fucking legit show. And I can tell you that women from all around the world come to this thing and it's perfect tens as far as the eye can see. I mean, it's unfucking believable. I just love seeing a perfect 10. You know, when I see a perfect 10, I'm just like, oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I know, but,
fucking
you know,
perfect 10. Holy
even the guy
fuck.
who just was fucking her is probably bored of it, bro. Like, you know, yeah.
See, what's.
I don't imagine you're the type of guy that puts pussy on a pedestal.
Well, I really like seeing a perfect 10 because it's like seeing like the closest thing to God. You know, like because you see an aura. Like when you see a perfect 10, you're like, bitch, you got a fucking aura. Like, god damn, you're fucking hot. And you know, if and the thing is, a girl got to eat, but a girl got to fuck. And so, you know, it's just you got to put yourself in positions to meet perfect 10s. It and the online dating thing is exhausting and it's horrible because they're already talking to 1,000 men. But if you go to an event like Art Basel, you're setting yourself up for an encounter which is impossible any other way. So artwork is what brings the pussy. And every year, it's a $23 billion marketplace. I mean, I could play for you recordings from recent Sotheby's auctions where you're like, I can't believe people are spending $4 million on that painting. And you can have it remade for $300. It's the same fucking thing. They're going to spend $4 million because it came from the estate of the Duke of Sussex and it came out of a private European estate. It's like, bro, that's a $400 painting. You just spent $4 million on, you fucking idiot. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But that's the thing about culture and art and business and networking where there are billionaires out there and they got $4 million to pop when they go out with a bottle of champagne and some fucking supermodel. Like, that's the type of encounters, you know, you can make a lot of money from, but also have a lot of fun with and have relationships and live a very luxurious and interesting lifestyle of intelligence and beauty and sophistication and travel.
Yeah, but
and
those guys are fucking morons, right? Like money doesn't equal.
But
like,
where
I mean, what you're telling me,
where are you
you're
gonna
like,
how are you gonna make a big score if it's not gonna be off of some billionaire's retardation and stupidity? Because honestly, everybody's pretty stupid.
um, well, I prefer to not think about how I'm going to scam people.
No, not you
I
don't
think
you
about
don't understand.
how
I'm not saying
listen,
scam.
listen. I don't. That is not the way I conceptualize things. B, I look to me. There's even a book written about this. I bought it. I'm staring at it. I've never read the fucking thing. I bought it thinking I would read it, but like this idea anyway, the way that I took it was the fortune is at the bottom of the pyramid, right? So I used to work in luxury real estate, like, you know, going to like 14.5 million, 11 million, 6 million, 10 million euro properties on a fucking daily basis. All this high status bullshit. And it's actually made me completely anti-status. And anybody who's like, you know, drawn towards this sort of, it's like a tell. It's like I fucking don't want to be